Okay, guys. So today I want to talk to you about motivation. It is it's an issue I struggled a lot with in my past, especially in the early years of my secondary school education. So to start off, I just want to ask you a question. Right? Do you find yourself asking yourself, why is it that I struggle so much to do my work? Why is it that these other students, they just seem capable? They seem to be able to just fucking sit down, get their books out and do their schoolwork, but not you. Not you. And you feel insecure, you feel insufficient, you feel like, you're failing to meet expectations, and that is a crushing feeling. I know it because I went through that for my entire school career, and it sucks. It feels absolutely horrible. Okay. I wanna sort of bring some light to the topic of motivation. I want to bring to you the sort of scientific explanation. I'll give you the sort of bro science version because I know you're stupid like me, but I want to bring to you the scientific reasoning for why it is that you lack motivation the way that you do. And my goal is basically just to give hope to young men like me who are struggling so much to sort of figure themselves out in the area of work, and like your ambition has been crushed. You feel so incapable. You've formed this kind of identity that you're just never going to be able to achieve anything, even though everyone's expecting you to. I don't want other people to have to feel like that so needlessly, because it's so easy to fix. It is so easy to fix, but no one tells you the solution. They just say, oh, okay, fucking work harder, stop being a baby. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. There is a scientific reasoning for why you act the way that you do and why you are incapable of doing the work like everyone expects you to. Okay, and first of all, I'm going to explain that to you. And second of all, I'm going to give you a very actionable, autistically simplified protocol for how to fix that. And in the end, hopefully, well, not hopefully, if you put what I give you into practice, definitely you'll be able to overcome this hurdle. You'll be able to start working your ass off 10 times fucking harder than you imagined you could have, and you will feel great doing it. That is my goal, because that transition is something that I've gotten to experience. I really, really think it's just a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing to see that kind of growth in your own life. I'm waffling on a bit, so I'll get to it now. If you see me looking down, it's just because I've got like a video plan here, because my mind gets a bit lost, as you can probably tell. So dopamine, right? Dopamine. Everyone thinks, or is taught, or whatever, I don't know. Everyone thinks it's this molecule of, pleasure, and it is to some degree, right? But it also serves as the neurochemical responsible for motivation. Topic of this video, of course. So basically, any kind of anything you're motivated for, like say You know, I was motivated to make this video. I'm motivated to move my hands around the way that I am. You know, everything you do comes from some fundamental motivation, and dopamine is that neurochemical that's responsible for all of it, right? And basically the way that it works is, so I want you to envision a sort of like a wave pool, say like a kid's paddling pool, right? And no, okay, imagine a wave pool, you know that big pool where it's got like those machines at the front that kind of like make those artificial waves, and everyone's got the fucking inflatables and they're going crazy, and okay, you get what I'm saying, right? If you get a big wave, right, like a fucking colossal wave, the water will flow over the edge of the wave pool and go out the wave pool, right? And obviously after that, there's less water left in the wave pool. So this water is dopamine. And I've probably lost you already, bro. It wasn't a great explanation. But basically, the more dopamine that gets released in your brain in a short period of time, the less dopamine you have left over, right? And stimulating things, you know, TikTok, porn, junk food, fucking sex, whatever, right? All of that stuff, very pleasurable, releases a lot of dopamine very fast in your brain, okay? When that happens, creates huge waves in the wave pool, the water comes out of the wave pool, there's less water left, there's less dopamine left, right? And that dopamine, that is also responsible for motivation, okay, is depleted. Which means that now, after you've indulged in those things, right, all your dopamine's left the wave pool, you've got a lower resting level now. You literally just have less motivation to do all those things that, you know you should be doing, really, you would be happier if you could just go and do them right now. But, you're really struggling to do them. And this is why. This is fucking why. It's so simple. It is so simple. Literally just, you indulge, lots of dopamine is released in your brain, the wave pool of dopamine gets emptied, you have less dopamine now, and so that dopamine that is responsible for both pleasure and motivation is now not enough to get you to do that thing that you so desperately want to do and feel like you have to do, but yet are still not able to do. Okay? So, now that you hopefully understand the cause of your lacking motivation, we can fix it, of course. And the solution is not a sexy answer, I'm afraid to tell you. It is not, just, take on this mindset, fucking take this drug, whatever. You have to be brutal. You have to cut out all of those things in your life that give you immediate gratification, instant gratification. That instant gratification being, you do this thing, and in the moment, in the very next instant, you get that wave of dopamine and it's pleasurable, right? Say you reach for that bit of chocolate, right? You put it in your mouth, bang, pleasure, easy. You go on your mouse, you fucking you type in Pornhub, right? You type in Pornhub, bang, pleasure, easy, fast, okay? Sounds great, yeah. Brother, it is fucking up your brain. Bad. Like, so much worse than you could possibly imagine. I can't think of the words, man. Bottom line is, the more you do these things, the more you fry your dopamine receptors, the less motivation you have to do anything important, right? The less motivation you have to do these important things, the lower your baseline of happiness gets, okay? The more depressed you feel, the more grey you feel, the less excited for life you feel. And it's not pure misery. You don't want to kill yourself. It's just grey. It's just really, really fucking grey. And it's awful. It is an absolutely awful way to live. And when you're there, you feel absolutely hopeless. You feel like it's just you. You know, why am I the one who didn't get any motivation? Why are all these people, why do they seem so on top of their shit? Why can they just sit down, do their work, be happy? Okay, why not me? It's not a personality trait. It's not something to do with you in particular. It's all your actions. It's fully in your control. Absolutely, 100%. So you have a choice, right? You have a choice. Every time you get that urge, which is completely natural, by the way. I'm not trying to say that you're a fucking degenerate because you feel the urge to watch porn. I feel the urge to watch porn. Difference is, I don't act on that urge. And as a result, I have the motivation to come and do these things that are really meaningful to me. To go to the gym 5 times a week, to come and record this video, to do my schoolwork. You know, the things that actually fulfill me and contribute to the rest of my life. Okay? I've lost where I was at. Yeah, you have a choice. Okay, every time you feel that urge, just take a second. Right, just take a second. So I am sure, absolutely sure that up to now, you've gotten used to just acting on that impulse as soon as it rises. You know, because no one's told you there's anything wrong with that. You know, chocolate's there. You're not hurting anyone. Why not fucking go for it? Okay? Your mouse is right there. Why not just watch some porn? Why not just take that drug? I know it's extreme, but same premise. You have to just take 1 second. Just take 1 second and think to yourself, is this really what I want to do? You know, what will you be more proud of yourself for doing in 10 years' time? Will you be proud that you had that square of chocolate? Will you be proud that you watched porn and jacked off your crusty little desk that one time? Of course not. What will you be proud of? Not doing that, abstaining from that, just taking that 1 second, asking yourself, is this really, really what I want? Being honest with yourself, deciding, you know what, it's actually not. You know, it's not actually that enjoyable. It's just the default response to getting that urge. Don't feel ashamed of yourself for having that urge. It's completely natural. But I mean, you have to be real with yourself at some point and just, you know, say to yourself, yeah, this is completely my responsibility. 100%. No one else can fix this shit for you. You know, I spent fucking years, like, staying up to 2 a.m, playing games, fucking watching porn, jacking off like twice a day for what? I spent so long in that, like, little hole of depression that wasn't quite depression because it wasn't miserable, but it was depression. You know, I remember just thinking to myself, you know, I don't want to kill myself, but I just don't really feel like attached to life. Like, what is so great about life? I felt so hopeless, and I was just wishing that someone would come and fix everything for me. Well, guess what? No one's coming. No one's coming to fix your life for you, bro. It's just you. Now, this isn't some, like, red pill, you're born alone and you die alone. This isn't that. You have friends, you have family, you have people around you, of course you do, but they can't fix it for you. Only you can. Only you. And I know this is such a fucking cliche, you know, you're the master of your own fate bullshit, but it's real. Okay, literally, if you're going to take anything from this way too drawn out video, it's that. Just, no one else can do it for you. It's just you and your mind and your urges and your discipline. And you really just got to make a fucking decision, mate. Like, Like, are you gonna stay this weak little fucking depressed boy for the rest of your life, or are you gonna, really just look yourself in the mirror and say, fuck me, it's been that long and I'm still him. Maybe this is cringy. Maybe it's fucking... But it's fucking not. I believe in this, and this is why I'm talking with so much passion, bro, because I have been there and it fucking sucks. It sucks so fucking bad, and no one will help you. Except from YouTube, apparently. Brother, you have to just... You really, really just have to make a decision. You have to decide that you're better than this. You know, you have to have more self-respect than to force yourself to look at your own face every morning and say, okay, this is fucking me, isn't it? You could be so much better. You could be doing important work, fulfilling work. You'd be working hard. You could fucking... Oh, it's just such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling where you just work hard and then you get to fucking enjoy yourself. You get to be proud of yourself. You know, go spend some time with your friends, with your family. Go on a walk in the park. It is honestly that simple. Just... I've lost the plot, mate. I've completely lost the plot. I told you I was going to use this video plan, and I just didn't look at it one time. Okay. So, actionable protocol, right? Understand you have a choice. Okay? The urge isn't in your control. Whether or not you act on that urge completely or not, completely in your control. Remember that one thing, you're golden. Remember that one thing, act appropriately wherever you can, and you're golden. You will overtake 90% of the guys you know. And you will feel fucking great doing it. Okay? 2. Practice discipline. Okay? I know discipline, even to me, when I was getting into self-improvement, it just seemed like this woo-woo, like, what is it? No one ever really tells you, like, what is discipline? I'll give you a definition right here, okay? Discipline is your ability to prioritize your greater purpose over your lesser purpose, right? Now, purpose doesn't have to be save the earth, cure cancer. It can just be get good grades in school, get into a good uni, or get a good degree at uni, get a nice job, a high-paying job, something that, actually becomes you as a man. And your lesser purpose would then be, get that little burst of dopamine from watching porn, from jacking off by yourself at fucking 3 a.m. So, the porn's more appealing, mate. Of course it is. But if you have the discipline to pull yourself away from this and focus on this instead, just that skill alone will skyrocket your life. It will skyrocket your life. I changed my mind. If there is one thing I could teach you, it is that. Learn discipline, change our priorities, and you are good for life. For life. I guarantee you 90% of the other guys you see around you, 90% of the other guys you see around you are fucking struggling. They have no discipline. Develop discipline. You'll beat all of them. That simple. Okay? And what is the way you develop discipline? Every time you're confronted with that choice. Okay? Every time you're confronted with that choice, that discomfort of having to choose between the thing that you really want to do, the really pleasurable thing, and the thing that you know you should be doing. Every time you're confronted with that discomfort and you choose the right choice, the delayed gratification, say going to the gym, doing that work, the stuff that improves your life overall but maybe is not so enjoyable in the moment, every time you choose that, your discipline levels up. Every single time. It's not like you have to, it's not like you're either a complete fucking degenerate or, you know, or you have perfect David Goggins level discipline, you know, or you're going for runs like every fucking morning at 4 a.m. or some shit. It's not that, it's more nuanced than that. Every single time you make that decision, it levels up. So just focus on that one decision that you're confronted with right now. If you can make that one decision correctly, if you can make the right choice, it'll be so much easier to make that right choice the next time. And then easier and easier and easier. And suddenly, before you know it, you're this fucking Chad he's going to the gym every day. He's doing 6 hours of deep work every day. He's eating clean. You know, he's not taking any drugs. He's not everything. And you will fucking love yourself for it. You will love yourself. Something that I'm sure you haven't really experienced before, because none of us have really experienced it before. Because why would we? Why would we? Because we're all acting like fucking little kids, just like choosing the fucking one marshmallow over the two. If you heard of that study. 3, final step: expect it to take time. Expect it to take time. It takes a lot of time. I say a lot of time. Give it 2 or 3 months. 2 or 3 months of really committing to this. Changed man. Changed fucking man. Imagine 2 or 3 months to completely change your life, to completely change your sense of identity. Imagine that, bro. Every moment you get to wake up, look at yourself in the mirror and think, fuck me, I'm a strong man. Yeah, you can fucking pat yourself on the back, go, good job, because you're doing fucking good. But you're not right now, because you've been committed to this. Once you do, put in the work, level up, bit by bit, and eventually, you won't even fucking recognize yourself. That transition is what I wish for all of you to experience, because it is something beautiful. It is beautiful. That kind of growth is one of a kind, bro. There's really very few things like it. Honestly, bro, it separates it's like, okay, let's not go into that now. There is one caveat to this. Do not start chasing discomfort just for the sake of discomfort. That's a hole I fell into for a very long time. You know, you learn that the more discomfort you experience, the more disciplined you get. The more disciplined you get, the better your life is. Very true. But to a point. The discomforts you're taking on, they have to be just productive discomforts. You can't just fucking go out on a run randomly when it's like 1 a.m. and your stomach's full of food and your body's completely primed for sleep. It's not going to benefit you. You know, this also isn't the sexy answer. This isn't the David Goggins, stay hard. It's not, it's not like that. The discomfort, it has to actually, there has to be purpose behind it. You know, there has to be purpose behind it. Every productive discomfort that you willingly suffer and make the right choice in spite of, that grows you massively as a man. But though the other discomforts, they may still improve your discipline, if you start doing that, this was my experience at least, if you start doing that, you will burn out because you'll keep pushing yourself and pushing yourself and pushing yourself, and you'll fucking hate it. Of course you will. And then you'll look at what you're doing and just think, why? Like, if you're pushing that hard for something, you're gonna wonder why you're doing it. And if you don't have a good reason for it, if there isn't purpose behind that discomfort, you're gonna collapse. Your entire faith in discipline will completely evaporate. This is just what happened for me. Maybe it wouldn't be as extreme for you, but I just kept pushing myself and pushing myself and pushing myself and making the harder decision every time. Then eventually I got to a point I was hating it, and I just looked at it and I was like, but why am I doing this? And then I completely swung the other way. I just lost all hope in discipline. And then I just started, taking the easier option every time. And my life, when it was going like that, I was seeing some nice growth. And then I was there, and I was doing the hard shit, but for no reason. And then suddenly just, now I didn't become depressed. That was a bit extreme, but I lost my footing a bit. I lost my faith in discipline. I lost my faith in the decisions I was making, and so I sort of just reverted to hedonism. I would recommend don't do that. For, I hope, obvious reasons. But yeah, I waffled at you for what was that, 27 minutes? 27 minutes to give you a 3-step protocol. Understand you have a choice, practice discipline, and expect it to take time. Follow that and you're golden. Now I'm going to the top. You can either stay where you are, okay, wishing things would change. Trust me, I know that all too well. Or you can make a decision. You can decide, fuck you, I'm going to take responsibility for my own life because I'm a fucking man. That's how a man should act. That's what I deserve. I have too much self-respect to keep treating myself like this little bitch. Okay, you can decide, fuck you, I'm going to take responsibility, I'm going to make that change, and join me. I hope this was useful. In fact, I know it was fucking useful. Just put it to work. You'll see the results.